We're having a very interesting conversation. It's definitely confusing, I think, for some people, but I think it's confusing for everyone because I think there's a lot of blurring of lines. That's really what this is. And
Yes.
I almost feel like what's going on, you correct me if I'm wrong, you're the expert, but the banks are almost trying to like swoop in to take advantage of that confusion in this attempt to sort of like, I don't know, to get money. It seems like it's that simple, right? What can you clarify that?
Yes, that is what banks have been doing all along, right?
Right.
JP Morgan is an excellent example for that. Representatives of JP Morgan for the past years, I've been in crypto since 2014, and pretty much ever since JP Morgan started talking about crypto in general, they've been bashing it left and right. They've been going along on the way on the lines of cryptocurrencies are completely useless. They're just a speculative asset. Nobody likes them. Nobody will use them. And frankly, just in these recent interviews that they have been giving, where they are trying to position the deposit tokens that they are now advertising, they are claiming that there is no demand in cryptocurrencies. And I was actually quite entertained when I heard that, because they said, we have not seen any demand over the past months for cryptocurrencies in payment. And there I am questioning, if you are the bank that for years and years has been bashing cryptocurrencies, who do you think customers are going for when they are actually looking into that? Because what I've been seeing over the past years is actually quite the opposite. Every single month, we have more and more customers coming into e-credits to actually use cryptocurrencies for payments on a daily basis. So when they're saying we don't see any demand for that, I'm saying, well, I'm seeing a lot of growth for that. So JP Morgan is really just trying to position themselves for marketing their deposit tokens there.
Yeah, and look, I don't know exactly what JP Morgan is trying to do, and I do know some people over there, and they're great people, but at the same time, you're right, there is this disconnect between, especially like Jamie Dimon, right, the CEO, he'll say certain things, like Bitcoin's a scam, but then Onyx, which is essentially their blockchain department, is one of the most progressive, innovative companies in the entire space in the entire world. So I guess for me, I don't understand, right? Like I'm like is Jamie Dimon just, he doesn't agree with them, or is this some sort of like marketing strategy to like lower the value and then buy it up cheaper? Like, what do you think is happening here?
Well, it does seem a bit schizophrenic, doesn't it? What I think is happening is they're trying to influence the market until they're ready. And I'm not saying there's any kind of market manipulation going on. I just want to be very clear on that. But what they're doing is preparing their customers slowly to get into that. Because it's a change of paradigm that we're seeing in the monetary world right now. And by Jamie Dimon saying, well, I don't think cryptocurrencies are good, or even Bitcoin is a scam, which he has done in the past, they're keeping their customers away. And now that they're ready to actually go into the market with that deposit token story, which is blowing up quite a bit, I have to give them that, they are actually positioning themselves in a way where they're saying, okay, cryptocurrencies are bad, Bitcoin is a scam, but we have the solution because we are bringing you a digital currency that you can actually use for payment. We are regulated. We are a bank that you've always been trusting. So let's go for it. And of course, what's the intention behind something like that? It's money. And there's a lot of money to be made on that market, to be fair, because looking at the systems that are in existence right now when it comes to payment, blockchain systems are usually much more effective in terms of pricing, in terms of speed, in terms of security, and solely in terms of trust that you can have in these systems. And I assume that is the overall intention, get into this market because they are seeing the advantages of it and position themselves in a way where they're essentially market leaders or kind of the early adopters of that kind of currencies.
Look, and I
Which,
see,
frankly, still, to get back to what I said first, it does seem schizophrenic because you can't have your CEO say Bitcoin is a scam and then bring out something that essentially gets all the important values from Bitcoin and just brand it as deposit token by JP Morgan.
I see the space the exact way you do. And again, please come back anytime. But I will say, as you know, I guess we have been talking about JP Morgan. I don't think that JP Morgan is doing anything different, really, than the governments, the private corporations, Binance. Like they're all like playing these games, right? And I guess for those of us who are, I'm not really invested in the space, beyond, I'm a retail investor a little bit here. I have a show, but I'm not a big player at all. But I'm just going, what are they doing? What's the truth? And I think that there's a lot of us going, we don't understand what's going on, but we know there's a lot of money in it because we see governments, we see banks, we see private corporations, we see public corporations, and that's not an accident.